Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jay, and today we're going to play a fun deck, one that has kind of been around for a while, but hasn't really been seen. It's probably not tier one, but we're not really concerned about that. So we're just going to have some fun and jam some games with Selesnya Lifegain. Got some interesting card choices, and hopefully they play out well for us. I actually haven't played this deck in a while, and especially with the changes that I made to it today, I haven't played any games yet. So I figured we just let it be an organic experience for all as we jam some games with Selesnya Lifegain. And I think we'll go ahead and just go into a standard event. There's only 6 days left in the season, and I'm not sure if I'll get to Mythic, but I definitely don't want to hurt my chances jamming a deck that might not be very well suited against the meta. But hey, I could be wrong. We could see some decent games with it here against some Class A meta decks. So let's go over to the deck and see what we're working with today. All right, here's the deck, Selesnya Lifegain. Let's jump into some card choices here. So we've got Cleric class, which is pretty pivotal for any kind of life gain deck. If you would gain life, you gain that much life plus one instead. So as soon as you play this for 1 mana, that's exactly the effect that you have going on at all times until this thing is removed. You can pump 4 mana into it to go to level 2, and whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. So that's good. We can make some of our creatures a little bit bigger. Then for level 3, we can pump 5 mana into it, and when it becomes level 3, we get to return a creature card from our graveyard to the battlefield, and then we gain life equal to its toughness. So this is going to be really nice, especially for some of the top end creatures that we have in this deck, which we'll get to here in a second. We have Fortifying Drought. This is a somewhat of a protection spell, but it also makes our creatures bigger, so we can swing in for harder. So yeah, you gain 2 life. Target creature gets +X/+X until the end of turn, where X is the amount of life you gain this turn. Then we come down here to Wild Shape. So Snakeskin Veil is another 1-drop that we could have played in here, but that just gives hexproof. So I wanted something that could help a little bit differently, give us a little bit more options. So we could actually choose one of these modes. So until the end of turn, target creature you control has the base power and toughness, becomes that creature type, and gains that ability. So we can give it hexproof. It becomes a 1/3 turtle, which is kind of funny, but it gets hexproof, so that's nice. We can also make it a 1/5 spider with reach. So any flyers that are coming overhead that we need to block, and getting +1/+1 counters on our creatures, making them a little bit bigger, they'll probably have a bigger butt to block some flyers for us, which is great. Then we can give it trample, which could be relevant later on in the end game as well with our bigger creatures. So yeah, this is just an all around decent card in this deck, and we'll see how it does. Revitalize, gain 3 life, draw a card. Just a solid draw, gain life. Prosperous Innkeeper. If you're familiar with any of the decks in the current meta right now, you would probably have seen this deck or seen this card in many decks. So whenever it enters the battlefield, you create a treasure token, and whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. We go to Cram Session, gain 4 life and learn. And we've got some lesson cards here in the sideboard to help us. So we've got a couple Environmental Sciences, which gains us some life, but also helps shape our mana, which is great. And then we have a Containment Breach, which allows us to destroy an artifact or an enchantment. And if it was 2 or less, we get to get a little 1/1 pest that gains us life as well. I've got 3 Legion Angels in the sideboard because we're playing 1 main deck. And this is just to help us make sure that we have some creatures going when we're in that later stage of the game. And then we have 1 Mascot Exhibition in case we just get there, in case we just have enough mana to drop it, which could be great with our Prosperous Innkeeper, gain us some more life. But it's just great to have 3 creatures that once, if we're probably going to get swept pretty often if we're playing against control or some other decks that can just really deal with our creatures. So, hopefully that'll help us survive later on. We have Trelasara. I think that's how you say that. Trelasara, Moon Dancer. Whenever you gain life, you put a +1/+1 counter on Trelasara, Moon Dancer, and then you scry 1. So this creature can get pretty big quickly, and we also get to keep looking at the top card of our library. That's what scrying is, and then deciding if we want to keep it there or if we want to put it on the bottom of our library. So Pretty decent card. It's a legendary creature, so we can only have one of them out on the battlefield at once. So once one dies, then we can play another one. But we don't want to. We don't always want to probably replace this card. Sometimes in the legendary rule, it's beneficial to maybe replace the one that's on the current uh, battlefield. But for this card, we're probably not going to replace it too often. We're probably just going to let one die and then play another one. So uh, decent card. We'll see how it works for us. Righteous Valkyrie. Whenever another angel or cleric enters the battlefield under you control, you gain life equal to that creature's toughness. Toughness being the second number on the card. As long as you have at least 7 life more than your starting life total, all creatures that you have control. All creatures that you have get +2/+2. So this is a very great card. If we can continue to keep our life total 7 more than our starting, which is 20, so 27 life. All of our creatures get +2/+2, and if we have multiple of the Valkyries out, then we get another +2/+2 on top of that. So our creatures can get pretty big. We're hoping to see that as we play. Already explained the Legion Angel. So here's some other top end creatures. We've got Froghemoth. He's a frog horror. Trample, haste. Whenever Froghemoth deals combat damage to a player, exile up to that many target cards from that graveyard. So this is a really good card in this format because there's lots of cards in the graveyard that people are trying to get back. So we're able to get rid of cards in the graveyard. But when you do that, you get to put a +1/+1 counter on Froghemoth for each creature card exiled this way. And you gain 1 life for each non-creature card exiled this way. So yeah, this thing can get big. It has haste. It just comes in right off the bat and starts working for us. So hoping to see this do some good work. We got Drizzt Do'Urden, legendary creature. We only got 2 in the deck. He's an elf ranger and double strike. And then when he enters the battlefield, you create Gunhivjar, a legendary 4/1 green cat creature token with trample. And then whenever a creature dies, if it had power greater than Drizzt's power, put a number of +1/+1 counters on Drizzt equal to the difference. So this thing is great. Comes out, creates another creature for us that has some trample. And then whenever a creature dies, our Drizzt gets bigger. So hoping to see that do some good work as well. And then we've got 2 up here at the very top. We've got a Valkyrie Harbinger. Harbinger, yeah. Flying lifelink 4/5 at the beginning of each end step. If you gained 4 or more life this turn, create a 4/4 white angel creature token with flying and vigilance. So we're gaining life constantly. Hopefully we get to pop out some angels. And then we got the last card here, Cragplate Baloth. This spell can't be countered, which is great. It has hexproof, so it can't be targeted, and then it also has haste. And then when it's kicked, so it's already pretty pricey, right? It's got 5, 6, 7 mana, but we can pump another 3 mana into it. So for 10 mana, if we ever get there, it's going to have all those things, and then it's also going to get 4 +1/+1 counters on it. So this thing's going to be swinging in for 10 if we can get all of its modes going. I would play the new green-white land, but I have none. Literally have 0. And so we're just going to play the Arctic Tree line to help shape our mana a little bit. They do come into play tapped, but that's kind of what we have right now. So that's what we're going to work with. We got the split land here, so we can choose which side we want. Whenever that comes into our hand, we have a lair to help us. And we also have a Cave of the Frost Dragon to help us. And then just our basic mana. So that's all the cards. Card choices are just based off of gaining life and hopefully doing some things once we run out of some speed. So yeah, let's just go play some games. We did talk about in the last video that we'd like to have some achievements for us to try to accomplish. And so one of those achievements, since we're going to be playing in a standard event, we want to try to at least get our coins back. And so I think that's like 4 wins. So we can get 4 wins. That's great. That'd be one achievement. And I think a second achievement would be, we'll see how much life we can gain. Let's try to get to like 50 life. If we get to 50 life, we've acquired an achievement. 50 or more life. And then we have some of our dailies. So if we can accomplish some of our dailies, that'd be great. I think one of them is red white cards. And so we have a few white cards in this deck that could help us accomplish that. But there are a couple other ones that I have as well. Actually, let's just jump over here and see what they are. That would help us a little bit. So we have cast 20 creature spells. This one's almost done, so we won't count that. So let's play 25 lands and see if we can get this white or red spells one accomplished. So there's some of our achievements. Let's jump into a standard event and see how the deck does. If you're not familiar on how to get to a standard event, all you need to do is jump in here and make sure that you have, let's see, all play modes. So if you click this off and you try to go to play, it's not going to have a standard event up here for you to jump into. So you need to make sure that you have all play modes selected. Go to play, scroll up to the top here, and you'll find standard event. So we click on standard event. And then you can't see it down here, but it's either 500 coins or 95 of the gems. So let's use 500 coins to enter the standard event. We're going to select our Selesnya Lifegain deck, which is right here. We're submitting that deck. Warning, once submitted, you cannot change that during the duration of the event. Yep, I think we're gonna go ahead and do that. All right, let's go into game one and see what happens. Our opening hand, we see a lair and a plains, and we have a prosperous innkeeper, which is good for us. So we can ramp up a little bit, but also start gaining some life with our creature drops. This helps us gain some life, draw a card. Then we can get something from the learn sideboard, and this just helps us make a creature a little bit bigger. So we have 2 creatures and some good spells and enough land. I think this is probably a good keep. So let's keep it. Let's see what happens. Texas Man Dog. Let's say hello to you, and let's go ahead and just throw out a plains. Say go. Next turn, we'll go ahead and play the Prosperous Innkeeper. They play a tap land and say go. All right. And so our lair came into play untapped because if you control 2 or more other lands, it enters battlefield tapped. So since we're less than that, we got to play that untapped, which is good for us. Still haven't drawn another land, but we did create a treasure token, which can act as any source of mana that we need. So we go ahead and pass the turn. Next turn, we'll be able to drop our Righteous Valkyrie, even if we don't draw a land. Okay, we're playing against mono green. This will be an interesting matchup. See what happens here. All right, yeah, we didn't draw another land, so let's just throw out the Righteous Valkyrie and use our treasure. We do gain 1 life. We're not going to swing in. That would not be good. Next turn, I think we'll, as long as this Valkyrie survives, we'll just go ahead and start dropping some life. We need to get to 27 in order for our things to get a little bit bigger. So we'll see what happens here. Let's go ahead and organize these a little bit. Yeah, Ranger class, probably swinging it. Nope, didn't swing in with a 3/3. And we drew a land, so that's great. Hey, we're doing all right. Okay, so let us... We probably want... Let's see, what do we want in the sideboard? We probably want to get some more land. So let's go ahead and cram session. And then next turn, we can play our environmental sciences to help us get some more land. And we at least get this. This gains us 2 life, so we could get to 27 and do a big hit. I think that's probably worth it. Let's just get a big hit in. See, 13. We're swinging in for 13. Okay, so let's just swing in for 10 overhead and pass a turn. So it could be a pretty hard hitter. Next turn, we don't have anything to pump unless we draw it. That'd be great. And hopefully they don't get rid of our Valkyrie. If they swing in, yeah, they probably have a Blizzard Brawl. Nope, they don't because they're stuck on 2 forests. They can't really use a Blizzard Brawl. We're gonna say no blocks. They put us down to 21. All right, so here we can get 4 again, which would put us at 25. And that's not going to get us where we need to be. So I think we go ahead and sciences. We're going to get another planes. We'll drop the planes in, and then we can get 4 life again. So that will put us at our 27. And let's get. There probably is a case for grabbing the containment breach to get rid of their ranger class. That's probably okay. And we're at 4 mana. We could probably play most of our stuff in the deck. We just can't hit a lot of our late game stuff. But I think right now we're just trying to erase them. So we're going to swing in for 7. We'll see if they have anything to stop that. Nope. So next turn, if they don't get rid of the Valkyrie, we can just swing overhead for 3. Well, it would be 2, I guess, because they're going to knock us down. But if they don't play anything to get in the way, which they probably, I would assume they have a Blizzard Brawl at this point. They've got 3 forests that they can get rid of something. Maybe they don't play it. Okay, they concede. Texas Man Dog. Thank you, sir. Fun game. All right, we got the first victory. Well, that first game worked out how we were hoping. We played against a pretty tough contender in the meta, mono green aggro. It didn't seem to do much of what it normally does. So I think we maybe got a little bit lucky, but hey, we'll take it. It's 1 win down. This hand, I'm glad that we got this in our opening hand because we could, if we didn't have a tapped planes, we could play this on turn 1, which is probably better for us. But at least we get to play this turn 1, and then we can play the Innkeeper turn 2. And or we could drop Trelisara turn 2, and we're just trying to get to 6 mana at some point to get that there. I'm thinking maybe we're definitely going to keep this, but I'm thinking turn 1 we play a land tapped. Turn 2 we go Prosperous Innkeeper, and then probably Cleric class off of the token that we get, the treasure, and then the next turn we can drop Trelisara potentially. We'll see what we draw into, and everything I just said could change depending on what we draw. So we'll see. Arctic Tree Line, go. Oh, Frostboil Snarl. We're playing against Totine David. Yeah, okay. I'm not going to even try anymore. All right. I think we... let's go ahead and... This is an interesting spot. So we could play Trelisara. Whenever you gain life, get the Scry 1. Are we going to gain any life next turn? Probably not. So it's probably best to play the Innkeeper first so that we can make sure that we're gaining life. And then, yeah, we'll go ahead and drop this. Because then we'll gain 2 life next turn off of the Innkeeper. Okay. I think we go ahead and get a Valkyrie down. As long as they don't have something to counter it. Okay. So we got 2 land, or 2 life. Wow. That's why I'm drinking coffee right now. I'm pretty exhausted. I was in Nashville all week. I work at a Christian college here locally where I live, and we had a conference that we took a bunch of kids to, like 20 college students. So I'm pretty exhausted, still trying to recover from that, but here we are. They might have something to counter this. If they don't, that's good for us. Nope, nothing there. All right, let's gain all the life and make big thingies and swing in. Ooh, they're going to bounce 2 things potentially. Yep, Fading Hope. Well, that's poopy. But you can see that would have been a pretty big hit. That's only with 3 land. We're doing things. If they can continue to do annoying things like that to us, though, then that's not going to be fun. Okay, well, let's run out another Valkyrie. That at least makes our Innkeeper bigger. And it looks like they're playing the combo deck with Iteration and All Runs Epiphany. They're going to Memory Deluge to try to find their combo pieces. We are playing a very fair deck. They are playing a very unfair deck. Which, I don't know, maybe it is fair. They are the cards that were provided to us for the current standard meta, and people were creative enough to put the deck together to make it degenerate, and everybody hated it. So you decide if it's fair or not. We just play creatures and gain life and try to hit big. So let's see what happens here. Don't know if I really want my Angel countered. Let's throw this out there. Sure, makes sense. We do get the Scry one, and that gets a little bit bigger. I don't think we need another one right now. So we'll push that to the bottom, and we only get to hit for 1, which is unfortunate. Maybe the other Valkyrie was the better play. They bounce the creature, and then we still get to hit for a little bit. This is still just going to be a tough game in general, because they're 1 land away from playing that exhibition, which is going to be tough for us. Let's play this Valkyrie. See what happens. Yep. What you doing now? Ooh, you get the double divide by 0. What's on my field currently? That's super. No, oh, you're gonna. Yeah, that makes sense. Divide by 0 the thing I played, and then bounce something else back that's on the field. We're pretty behind in this game. I don't think we have a chance at winning, especially once they drop that the 2 mascot exhibitions. Well, let's play another one of you. Let's see, another land. What does that give us? That gives us 5 mana, so we can play. Well, we have 5 mana. That gives us 6 mana, so we could play our Harbinger, which when we start getting life, we start popping out tokens. I don't think there's anything else in our deck that can really help us in this situation, so that's probably just okay. I think we just keep trying the best we can, and we need to definitely just get some flyers and fly over all these other little dorks that are going to be on the field here soon. And eventually they're going to be able to just take all the turns, and it's going to be pretty difficult. I did consider running Redain in this deck, which would be helpful against something like this because we could use its flip side, and it becomes an artifact. And whenever a source of damage deals damage to you, it deals 1 less damage to you. So all the birds that they create from their all runs epiphanies do no damage to you at all, which is helpful. And we can block a little bit easier too. Okay, so they drop those. And then we are going to gain some life this turn. So yeah, I guess it would have been. We wouldn't have gained 4 life though from this, so we would have only gained 1 life. So next turn, as long as they don't deal with our board, let's just gain all the life. Yeah, let's try to draw into some other things. Well, we've got a lot of big creatures, and let's keep moving some land to the bottom. Man, that would have been 3 straight draws. Nothing but land. Let's come in. We're presenting lethal. So if we swing in, they could see 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They can't get rid of the Trelisara. They can't just chump block it, but they'll be able to play another thing next turn. They're probably going to double chump. They might use their 2 tokens to get rid of the Innkeeper. So I think we just come in with this and let them chump with something. Because I don't really want them to kill my Innkeeper yet. Maybe I do. I don't know. That's a tough call. Just trying to keep things big. And then that way we can fly overhead next turn for a lot. And we'll see if they are able to do some damage to us this turn. Ooh, that's an interesting play. Ooh, no, go ahead. Swing in, please. Oh, man. Okay, well, this is going to be a fun turn. They have Leer, so they're going to be able to bounce some things back to our hand, which is unfortunate. They have at least one Fading Hope that they can use right now. Oh, yeah, let's get that guy. How many land do we have? We got 4, 5, 6, 7. So he can just come in next turn and have some fun. Yeah, we're going to keep you there. All right, let's just go ahead and attack all in. They're probably going to bounce something. If they were smart, they'd probably bounce the Harbinger so I don't get the token. Okay. I think I want to get rid of the Inkling because I don't want them to be able to block any of my flyers. Okay. Well, I guess they didn't read the Harbinger. Well, we accomplished our first goal. Oh man, all the life. Let's see what they can do this turn. Got 2 divide by zeros. They can flash back a mascot exhibition. Okay. Start with an iteration. Take a little, see what they can find. 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, well, that's they get to take an extra turn. That's unfortunate. Don't like to see that. I think next turn we activate our cave, and so we just have a ton of flyers that we can fly overhead with. And as long as our Valkyries stay intact, then it's gonna be a bigger cave, which is good. We can just also play the Behemoth and try to just trample for the win, which might be the choice too. We'll see. Always got to wait to see what our opponent does. They get to dig more. Hate to see that. Leer is good. Allows all of your instants and sorceries in your graveyard to be flashback for their regular cost. So All right, they got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If they found another epiphany, they can go ahead and take another turn. From the way they're hesitating, I don't think they did, and I think they might just be dropping an exhibition or passing the turn. Okay. Okay, so they might have drawn some more bounce spells. Let's see. What's the best situation here? They have 2 divided by zeros. We need to get through with only 3 damage. I think activating the cave is probably the best bet. And then later on, if they tap out, then we can go ahead and play the Ballot and try to help out. Okay. Let's go get a planes. Let's see if they let us play this. Because this will gain us enough life to get another token. Unless they bounce the Valkyries first. But we definitely want them to interact with this stuff before combat. Okay. Well, they do get to block our stuff, which is unfortunate. Ooh, too bad I don't have a land. I guess that'll help us next turn. We'll just swing in, get rid of the birds. This is becoming an interesting game. We almost doubled what our achievement was. We're at 93 life. So next turn, we can just wild shape one of our creatures to give it trample. Hopefully that will help. Oh man, they found an epiphany. Poop on you. Oh, they didn't play it. Because I think they played their land, right? Maybe they didn't. Okay, they didn't. So they get to take another turn. Well, luckily, we gained so much life that the combo can't really kill us. So eventually, we should be able to get another turn to swing over. And hopefully they didn't draw so much stuff at that point that we can't do what we want to do. Oh, this game. Interesting stuff. Yeah, and having that Field of Ruin definitely helped them because they wouldn't have been able to block those 3 creatures or deal with those 3 creatures, I believe. So we probably would have had the game at that point. Man, all of these iterations that just keep being able to be used again and again. That's such a good card. I was listening to the podcast with Michael Flores, and I believe Patrick Chapin also helps out with it. I forget what it's called, but they were talking about how expressive iteration is just an insane card. Obviously, it is, but it's just being used so much in all formats, and how that's actually probably more ban worthy than most of the cards that people are complaining about, like Brainstorm and whatnot in other formats. So yeah, they were able to deal with everything there. Let's see. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. They just played a land. If they don't have a counter spell, we win. They might surely have a counterspell, though. Let's see what they play. Because they're thinking, oh, he doesn't have anything. There's nothing he can do. Okay. Surely. Oh, well, hey, things can't be countered. Huh, that's funny. Well, let's just see what happens here then. And he can't be countered either. So, all around, I think we win, but I could be wrong. I mean, yeah, he does have stuff that can bounce. Well, it has hexproof. I think this might be the perfect card to battle this situation. So let's see what happens. Read it. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. It's probably the only thing you can do in this situation. But now we've given away our secret. Oh no. What else do you have down here? Yeah, you have another divide, so you can do that again for another turn. It was probably better to go ahead and play our other cards that turn. We also have Froghemoth. They can battle in some hasty stuff. But, I mean, we're sitting at 88 life. There's only so much they can do. They're at 23 cards in their deck, and we're sitting at 42. Yeah, I think we're just going to go ahead and play a few creatures. So let's go ahead and drop a Valkyrie. We'll see if they let us. Okay. And then let's drop another Valkyrie. Yeah, let's drop another Valkyrie. And we have a wild shape to give our Valkyrie hexproof. Yeah, well, we at least got rid of their divide by 0, which is good. They may have drawn into something else, but we'll see what they swing in with next turn. Oh, long games, long games. We definitely experienced this with the mono blue deck that we had in the last video. So you're playing a divide by 0. Well, guess we give it hexproof now. You still got that divide by 0 though. Yeah, this card is super good. And I don't think we have anything that can deal with it, which is super annoying. Yeah, I'm okay with that. As long as they don't have another bounce spell. Oh, man. Well, they can't counter anything. Never mind. I got to keep remembering that. This can't be countered, and it has hexproof. So the only thing they can do is divide by 0. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, they have plenty of stuff to Alrund's Epiphany. Let's hope they don't do that. And that's probably what they're doing because they attacked with everything. Boo on you. $17 cards. Very grindy game. Let's see, how many epiphanies have they played? 3, right? 1, 2, 3. Wait, what? 1, 2, 3. Deluge. You know I have the ballot. Are you going to swing? You're at 7 life. I mean, surely you can block enough stuff here. We have 8 mana. What can we do? We probably want to still try to gain some life, but yeah, that's a burn down the house. Oh, okay. They're leaving one blocker back to block my guy with trample. Oh, he doesn't have trample. Well, that's unfortunate. Maybe I can draw another wild shape or something. Who knows? My turn. Okay. Let's see here. Eight mana. 8 mana can help us. Let's see. We can play both of our Valkyries. Actually, I think, yeah, let's go ahead and play both of our Valkyries again. Super annoying. Okay, and then we'll play this. All the fading hopes. They really suck. Man, this game got out of whack. Froghemoth is actually would have been a really fun top deck there because, well, maybe not. They had enough land to bounce it back. Man, we're just not in a very good position at this point. Good for them for having all the cards to be able to fight no matter what. I'm not being salty. I'm just saying this deck is really good and it's incredibly hard to beat unless you are playing something that can truly battle it like another control deck or things that are a little bit faster. Yeah, they're coming in with everything. What can they do to my hasty dude? Nothing. They can just take another turn. Another 2 turns. Which is probably enough to destroy me. I will say good game. I don't even know how to say your name. Totine Dum. All right. We have 3 forests and mostly white cards. That's not going to help us, especially going first. So I think we have to mulligan. All right, our mana's looking better. Cards are looking better. I think we go ahead and keep this, and we throw the Drizzt back. And hopefully we do something here. Let's throw planes out, the cleric class. We shout hello. Usher. We are playing Usher deck. What are we? Oh, it's wanting me to activate my lair. I was like, why are we stopping for priority? It's weird. Lame. Probably would have been beneficial to add some creature destruction in this deck, but this deck that we're playing also just gains a ton of life, but they do have things to deal with our Valkyries. Yeah, they do. Let's try it. And we don't have anything to get rid of their Valkyries. So you want to trade for a Luminarch? I would love that. Okay. They didn't want to trade. Well, we'll pass the turn. We can Revitalize and Moondancer next turn. We're going to be taking some damage this turn, though. Yep. Sure. I will block your 1/1. My turn. Cave. Yeah. I think we go with that plan. Let's play this out. Whenever we gain life, we can scry. I don't think we really care about land right now. We need some more stuff. I don't even really want that right now. So we'll get the scry again. 2, 4. We'll have 5. Maybe we'll draw another land after that. I guess we'll keep it. I will jump in for a couple. Boo on you. What are you going to take? Well, I think I'm okay with that. I'd rather keep the Valkyrie around, but no blocks. Unfortunate. I think we go ahead and pump that. And we sit back. As much as I hate that. Oh, that's annoying too. Mono white's just terribly good. Hmm. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16 damage coming through. So we definitely have to block. Definitely have to block. Oh, you're being feisty. I see how it is. All right. Well, you're a butthead. So we got a couple of achievements. We gained almost 100 life, so definitely more than 50, and we got our daily. Okay. Opponent goes first. We're at 2 land. Think I'm going to keep it. Might be the end of us. We at least have a cram session that we go to the sideboard with. Okay. Maybe I go ahead and clear class turn 1. Is that... Yeah, because then we can play our lair and go ahead and do Trelasara turn 2. Yeah, this is going to be a hard battle for us. Oh, man. Okay, maybe that wasn't the best idea. We should have done Arctic first. That's what always happens. We find the 3-drop. Maybe we'll draw another land that comes into play untapped. And if not, then we're going to cram session and play our tree line. And this is why we need the green-whites, the new green-white land that comes into play untapped as long as you have 3 or more land, I believe. Maybe it's 2 or more. Foretelling, frostbiting, oh, the joys of red-blue. Okay, well, looks like we are just going to play another Trelasara. Yep. Good old dragons. You love to see it. Love to see that even more. Okay. Let us play the Innkeeper. Yeah, they're getting low on cards. Okay, Innkeeper into Valkyrie. Because either way, we're just going to gain the 2 life. Yep. What a dumb deck. What a dumb card. It's frustrating when I'm not playing it. I'm trying to do fair things over here. Gain a bunch of life. What's that? What was that? Investigate. If this spell was cast from a graveyard, investigate twice. Okay. All right. Keep investigating. You got all your draw card things now. Oh, you can add a mana instead. That's fun. Oh yeah, because it's of this. Any artifact can be used as mana. Tasty. Okay. Well, let's cram session. And environmental sciences. And we'll play environmental sciences. See if they let us. There's only 1 card. Okay. What do we need? We need just planes. Planes is great. Actually, I'm dumb. We didn't need a planes. That drought could have been a big hit for us. Lame. So what is that? That's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We could have got them down to 5 if they didn't block with any of this. All right. Well, let's come in with the Valkyrie. Yeah, that was definitely a misplay for me. Would have been 12. I don't know. Maybe it's not a misplay. We need to find more things to gain life. If we draw a land next turn and then we just play Drizzt and gain some more life and probably maybe Drought. We'll see. Or Drought. Fortifying Drought. Vaxis. I forgot to mention your name. I apologize. Hello, Vaxis. You're swinging in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you have enough for another Epiphany. Is that what's happening? So that would be super annoying. Oh, well, that works too, I suppose. Well, we can at least recover. As long as they don't have a counterspell. Well, they can't really counter anything creature-wise. Okay. Let's put that on green. Let's... Or wait a minute. We can get a creature back. Maybe we play this first. Get a couple dudes. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. We could save it here. Is it worth saving? Is it worth saving? 4, 5, 6, 7, as opposed to 6. Okay, I think we go ahead and do that. So the math was, if we let it die next turn, if we don't have anything else to help us gain life, then we're only hitting for 6, which this turn we could hit for 7 because we have 2 creatures. This dude has trample and can kill the Prismari, which is nice. We can also this turn get back our Righteous Valkyrie to pump our dudes because we're at 28. And you've got 4 mana. Sure. You gonna do something to that too? Okay. Well, let's go ahead and get it. Nope, can't do that yet. Ah, that's annoying. Why didn't I update that sooner? Okay, well, we're still going to go ahead and swing in with this guy. Because I'm okay with them losing their Prismari. But they're not okay with losing their Prismari. Go ahead and do that again. Yeah, draw cards. Yeah, you can do your thing. Yeah, keep drawing. Keep drawing. Yep. Okay, passing to attackers. So they're tapped out. Yeah, let's go ahead and get Valkyrie's good. This gives more creatures. And we'll go ahead and put that there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this lets us refill our board. And we will go ahead and put that there. And we'll swing in with a 6-3. Probably okay with that. Okay. And then that gets bigger. Next turn, we could use our lair, activate our lair, and swing in for lethal, hoping that they don't have an answer for it. Okay, they didn't. Awesome. Well, Faxis, good game. We are moving on up again. Okay, 3 lands. We've got an Innkeeper early, Cram Session early, and then 2 biggies. Big old dudes, which gets it out of our deck. So it's not terrible. Hopefully we can draw into something more useful, like a Valkyrie. Valkyries are very useful in this deck. I think we're going to keep it. I'm going to play a forest and say go. I don't really need double white until late in the game, so I'm going to play another forest with an Innkeeper. And I'm going to pass turn. Looks like we're going to be playing another mono green deck. Yep, sure is. This is Paulo Vitor variant, perhaps. Paulo Vitor played the Sculptor of Winter in his deck for Worlds. Okay, let us drop this to white because we do need it. And I think we want to go ahead and just draw a card here. See, in our sideboard, we have nothing that can really help us in this situation. So yeah, I think we just probably pass the turn and just do that at instant speed. So no attacks. And I guess Cram Session does allow us to get our sciences, which can help us with our land drops. Because land drops are definitely important for this game. We need land for those big dudes. Okay, well, we hit a land drop, which is good. All right, so we play plains. And then we go ahead and Cram Session. And we'll grab the sciences and go ahead and play the sciences so we can hit our drop next turn. All right. We could be tricky here and swing in for 9. We could. Is that beneficial? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We probably want to keep that treasure for next turn so we can start potentially popping out some angels. No, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, well, I did that. Wasn't thinking. Maybe they'll just let it come through. No. Okay. Well, I'm a dummy head. Man, why did I do that? Why did I do that? Oracle man, why did you allow me to do that? I mean, this is kind of an annoying card, but wow. Okay. we'll go ahead and just waste our mana. We'll see if this was a good choice. I don't know why I clicked through like that. Misclicks are always the worst. Yeah, they're gonna untap and play something to help that out, huh? Blowout. I mean, man, I helped them get rid of a card. Oh, this is the worst. That was dumb. Well, that probably cost us the game, so boo on me. Mono green is hard to fight. They're coming in for 11 next turn. Maybe even more. Yep. And it's probably too late for any help from the Harbinger. Because at this point they have what they need to get rid of anything that we're doing. So we just drop this and hope for the best, but it's not going to help. Blizzard Brawl is going to destroy us. Yep. If we had another land open, we could protect it. But we certainly can't. So we concede. That's 17 damage. My stupid mistake. I'm trying to think if that would have even helped, though, because we play our Harbinger. We only gain 1 life from it. And then I guess we have a chump blocker. Yeah, it's hard to determine what the right case was. Because, I mean, having cards like this to be able to get rid of our threats after we tap out, like, there's just nothing we can do. So, yep, we didn't get our final achievement for the day, but this deck, it can do some things. It's definitely not suited for the current meta, but if you're just looking for a fun deck to play, this is definitely it. It's fun. It can do some damage and gain lots of life. So we lost 200 coins on that deal, but it's all right. All right, back to the deck. I think that we could probably change some things around and really help this. One thing I'm considering is Chariot. Chariot's always a good card in green, which it produces a couple of tokens that we need. And, whenever we get a board wiped, we can come back and potentially do some damage. And I considered putting Chariot in this originally, but I just wanted to try out some different things. So, yeah, that might be the first edition I try out. I did cut. There's a white dude who, whenever you play him, he gains a life and draws a card, 3 mana. Played in a lot of life gain decks. I'm just not sure about him, so I cut him out. Maybe the curve is just not very great in this deck because we're just relying on this early time to really get some things going. And there's not really a whole lot of action, especially in the 1-drop area. It's just kind of, play Cleric class and then hopefully protect your 2 drops. Yeah, so maybe there just needs to be some creature adjustment here, making the curve a little bit better. I don't know if this is a contender right now. It's definitely just a fun deck to play and gain some life and potentially hit big pretty quickly, as long as you can get the right cards in order. Which is the case for most decks, right? Like, as long as you can get the cards in order, you're going to do fine. But this one especially, yeah, you can get your creatures big, gain lots of life, just have fun. So the green white source, whatever that one's called, we can double check what that's called. Um, oh, where are you at? Not showing up there. Probably need to say not collected, standard. There we go. Okay. There we are. Overgrown farmland. So yeah, it enters the battlefield tapped unless you control two or more other lands. I mean, it might have helped a little bit, especially that one awkward line that we had with the tree line. But even in that, no, we still had two lands, so that probably would have come into play on tapped, and we would have been fine. Um, so yeah, mana shaping does definitely help you in the long run. So that could be it. And those that aren't familiar with Chariot, I'm sure if you're watching the current meta, you are. But a Seeker's Chariot, when it enters the battlefield, you create two green cat creature tokens, and whenever it attacks, you create a token that's a copy of target token you control. So this could be good. With Drizzt, even when Drizzt creates a 4/1, you could copy it. I guess it's not that great because the token that you create with Drizzt is a legendary creature. So I guess that's not too great. But if you wanted to make your Drizzt bigger, maybe that's the line that you do. Regardless, you do get to make copies of your cat tokens, which will get bigger as long as your starting life total is, or life total is 7 more than your starting life total, and you have an angel out. So yeah, maybe Chariot was a good include for this deck. I like this guy. He's fun. I mean, you get him out late game and just kind of blow over. But as you can see, divide by zero is very prevalent in the format, which unfortunately, when you try to cast him, this is what'll happen. He'll get bounced back and they tempoed you out. So I don't know. Maybe that's not the right one. We didn't see any of the Froghemoths. Froghemoths definitely would have been good in some matchups. The trample and haste is definitely relevant, and you get to make them bigger right out of the gate. So, yeah. Well, hopefully you enjoyed the games anyway. We didn't get there, but that's okay. That just happens. That's magic. That's life. Thanks for stopping by, anyways, and hopefully we can produce some good content for you moving forward. Make sure to check back. I'm trying to get at least 1 or 2 videos a week in. So, yeah, check back for more stuff, and we'll see you next time.